guys, welcome to part 2 of the Sweat with Sarah series. Today's video is going to be on legs. Now, legs is definitely my favorite part to work out, and here are some exercises I love to do. So the first exercise we are starting off with today is squats. Now here you want to have your legs hip width apart, and if your knees are going to be pointing anywhere, they should be pointing outwards and not collapsing inwards. You want to pretend that you're kind of sitting back in a chair and breaking a piece of paper on the bottom with your feet. So here I'm just demonstrating knees pointing outwards versus collapsing in. Pretend you're sitting back in a chair, and then engage your core and squeeze your glutes as you get to the top. Some days I struggle with my form when it comes to squats, some days I'm good, it all just depends. Now this next one is going to look a little bit funny, but basically you want to get into a sumo squat position with your heels raised, and you can either pulse your knees outwards like I am right here, or bounce up and down. Either one will have your legs burning. The smaller the pulses, the smaller the bounces, the better, because you want to make sure that you're not working with momentum and you're just actually using strength. For this next exercise, you want to get into a side plank position with your knee bent on the floor, and then just raise your leg with your foot engaged versus pointed, and you're just going to pulse your leg up and down really slowly. This will start to burn, and then of course the other side. If you continue to do this, I promise you it will really burn. I'll find that my legs will just kind of lower and lower as I go. Just like squats, this next exercise is a classic. These are backward lunges. You can either work on the same leg in reps, or you can alternate between the two. I usually go for the same leg and then I switch, but it's entirely up to you. And if you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge, then you can do jump lunges, which is just kind of jumping versus stepping back. This next exercise, I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but it's basically a one-legged squat with floor taps. So you're just going to bend your leg generously and tap the floor in front of you. This one helps work your balance, and it's just so great for your legs. It burns, trust me. If you keep doing these and doing them and doing them, wow, it burns. And then you notice one leg is more shaky than the other. I only just learned this, and for the sake of this video, I had to include it. So here's just kind of a front view of what I'm doing. And as you can see, my legs are getting pretty shaky at this point. As you get stronger and your balance gets better, you can add speed to your movements, and that will just increase the intensity. This next exercise, you're going to lie down on your belly, and then you're going to do leg raises. Pretend that you're trying to stamp the ceiling with your foot. So this one I'm explaining it a little bit better, but this one I'm demonstrating it kind of poorly. As you can see, my foot is sort of slanted down versus stamping straight up into the ceiling. And you want to make sure that you're using your glutes and not your back. And while we're on the floor, we're just going to stay on the floor. So you're going to have your elbows bent and kind of like in a side plank position, but with one leg in front of the other, and with the leg that's closest to the floor, you're going to pulse it up and down. And then of course the other side. So I take my leg and I'm just pulsing that bottom leg with my foot kind of engaged versus pointed. This really works. It doesn't look like much, but it does burn. And if you're burning and want to rest but also keep going, we're just going to stay on the floor and raise that top leg up and down. This will help work our outer legs. And then of course, as always, the other side. So just switching and raising that top leg up and down. Now we did some work on our calves, but not a whole lot, so the next one we're going to do is heel raises. You're just going to raise and lower your heels up and down, slow and controlled. This next one is also another funny looking one, so you're kind of going to get into a squat position again and walk forwards and then jog backwards. And then again, walk forwards. Looks so funny. and then jog backwards lightly. Now you can either do these squat walks or you can do squat jumps if you prefer, which would be in a squat position and jump forward. But here I'm just doing this one. My legs are so shaky at this point. So to rest up after that, we're going to get back on our back, lie down with one leg bent, and then you're going to do one-legged glute bridges. So engaging your core and raising your hips as high as you can, just pressing upwards. Try not to use any strength from your back or your arms. As a yogi, I love to test my balance, so this one's also great for that. This is the Warrior 3 position, and you're basically just going to get in and out of Warrior 3, just like so. Usually I will do it with weights. That helps stabilize me, but also add a little bit of intensity to it as well. So I'd be holding weights, bringing them forward, bringing them in, and then again bringing them forward, and bring them in. For this, I like to just stick with one leg versus alternating, but it's entirely up to you. I feel like I can actually work on my balance when I'm just working on the one leg versus switching between the two. So here I am again, Warrior 3, and then bring it back in. Warrior 3, and bring it back in. It gets tough, and I'm not even using weights in this one. And one of the most important things you could possibly do for your body after a workout is to cool down and stretch. Give yourself a few minutes at least to just stretch it out and really thank your body for all the hard work it's just gone through. So here I'm just going to do a few of my favorite leg stretches. This one I'm getting into saddle pose, and then I'm going to lean backwards. This will help stretch out the front of my legs, and it feels so good. If you can't lie on the floor like I am here, you can always just stay upwards and touch your heels, but I love this stretch so much. My other favorite stretch to target the outer parts of my legs is pigeon pose, and here I'm just lying down with one leg bent. If you can't lie down like this, you can totally prop yourself up with your arms. That's okay too. And then switch. Here I'm demonstrating it pretty quickly, but if you can, stay in it for 2 minutes at least. 2 minutes is actually pretty good. And that will just help really stretch out the outsides of your legs. And there you have it. That's all for today. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to stay tuned with more videos to come. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I want you to